Gene and chromosomes. Nature of genetic material, central dogma. In this class, we will learn about genes and chromosomes. Introduction. The structure and details of the cell have captured the attention of the scientists for over hundreds of years. And after relentless study and efforts, the scientists found out about the cell and discovered that every cell, with a few exceptions, has a nucleus which form the central part of the cell, a cytoplasm and a cell membrane. Also, the basic hereditary nature and its characteristics in human beings have been an area of contention for the scientists. The gene is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity. It consists of a specific sequence of nucleotides at a given position on a given chromosome that codes for a specific protein or, in some cases, an RNA molecule. DNA acts like the reservoir for storing information in distinct chunks or addresses. These blocks of information are called genes. Information in the gene, a small chunk of DNA is obtained into ribonucleic acid RNA, which, using a code, directs production of the proteins that make the cell works. These cells that are basic building blocks of any human organism, and it was first discovered by Robert Hooke. While he was examining a piece of cork under a microscope, he saw structures that remind him of present cells. He then named them cells as it seemed logical to him, and it was then applied to the 100 trillion cells in living organisms. The nucleus or central part of the cell regulates the cell's activities and has pairs of chromosomes. The word chromosomes comes from two Greek root words, chromos meaning color and soma meaning body. The microscopic view of the chromosomes makes them appear as dark-colored bodies when they are stained. Every human cell, with the exception of red blood cells, egg and sperm cells, and some cells in the bone marrow, had 23 pairs of chromosomes, which makes it 46 chromosomes in total, of which one pair consists of sex chromosomes. In this chapter, we will understand the basic nature of genes and chromosomes and how they function together to give the shape and structure to the genetic activity and hereditary characteristics. Understanding genes and chromosomes. Genes are the basic units of carrying the hereditary information and consists of three types of nucleotide sequence. Coding regions, which are known as exons, which spell out a sequence of amino acids. Non-coding regions, which are known as introns, which do not identify amino acids. Regulatory sequences, which play a role in determining when, where, and how much of protein is made. Chromosomes contains smaller units of genetic material called DNA. DNA is a sequence of elementary units that spell out the genetic code. The DNA is organized into sequences and patterns called genes. The female species have two X chromosomes, whereas the male species have one X and one Y chromosomes. The chromosomes in the other 22 pairs are called autosomes or somatic or body chromosomes. In each pair, one chromosome comes from the person's mother, the other from the person's father. Each chromosome is composed of a very long stretch of a single molecule of deoxyribonucleic acid DNA, which carries the outline and plan of one's heredity or genetic code. The DNA molecule looks like a twisted ladder or spiral staircase. The steps or stairs in DNA are called base pairs. Each end of a base pair is attached to a molecule of a kind of sugar, and the sugar molecules are chained together to form the sides of the ladder. There are 4 different kinds of base pairs, and the specific sequence of these base pairs carries information. Transcription is the term that describes the process in which a messenger RNA mRNA molecule is formed using a single-stranded DNA template. The result of the process is that the information contained in DNA is transferred to mRNA, and this outline or template then directs the construction of protein molecules. This inventive code, which appears in the form of the steps of a ladder, is the set of sequences called nucleotides that differ by only 4 different bases: adenine A, guanine G, thymine T, and cytosine C in DNA, or uracil U in RNA. Millions of these base pairs or sequences can make up a single gene. The nucleotides are made up of triplets of these bases along a strand of messenger RNA, mRNA, that will translate into an amino acid. The 3-base sequence is called a codon. A protein molecule is a sequence of amino acids. Thus, a gene is defined as a particular sequence of nucleotides within the DNA that specifies the sequence of amino acids in a particular protein. Domineering which proteins an individual cell produces will enable the gene to determine the characteristics of that cell and ultimately determine the features of tissues, organs, and organisms. Most genes are approximately 1000 to 4000 nucleotides in length. The entire set of genes in a person's DNA is called the genome. The structural components of a gene. A human being has 20,000 to 25,000 genes located on 46 chromosomes, which is 23 pairs. These genes are known as the human genome in totality. Chromosomes. The types of chromosomes are described below. Eukaryotic chromosomes. The term eukaryote is a Greek word which stands for true nucleus and eukaryotes. All organisms except viruses, eubacteria, and archaea are characterized by the possession of a nucleus and other membrane-bound cell organelles. The nucleus of each cell in our bodies contains approximately 1.8 meters of DNA in total. Although each strand is less than 1 millionth of a centimeter thick, this DNA is tightly packed into structures called chromosomes, which consist of long chains of DNA and associated proteins. In eukaryotes, DNA molecules are tightly wound around proteins, called histone proteins, which provide structural support and play a role in controlling the activities of the genes. Strand of 150 to 200 nucleotides long is wrapped twice around a core of 8 histone proteins to form a structure called a nucleosome. At the center of the nucleosome, a histone octamer is formed, then 2 units of each histones, H2A, H2B, H3, and H4. A solenoid is formed when the chains of histones are coiled, which is stabilized by the histone, H1. Further coiling of the solenoid forms the structure of the chromosome proper. Each chromosome has a P arm and a Q arm. The P arm, from the French word petit, meaning small, is the short arm, and the Q arm, the next letter in the alphabet, is the long arm. In their replicated form, each chromosome consists of 2 chromatids. The chromosomes and the DNA they contain are copied as part of the cell cycle and passed to daughter cells through the processes of mitosis and meiosis. Human beings have 46 chromosomes, consisting of 22 pairs of autosomes and a pair of sex chromosomes. 2 X sex chromosomes for females XX and an X and Y sex chromosomes for male XY. One member of each pair of chromosomes comes from the mother through the egg cell. One member of each pair comes from the father through the sperm cell. A photograph of the chromosomes in a cell is known as a karyotype. The autosomes are numbered 1 to 22 in decreasing size order. Prokaryotic chromosomes. The prokaryotes are an adaptation of the Greek word which stands for before nucleus, which also includes eubacteria and archaea, lack a discrete nucleus, and the chromosomes of prokaryotic cells are not covered by a separate membrane. A single circular chromosome is found in most bacteria with exception of some bacteria. For example, the genus Streptomyces possesses linear chromosomes, and Vibrio cholera, the causal agent of cholera, has 2 circular chromosomes. The chromosome, along with ribosomes and proteins associated with gene expression, are located in a region of the cell cytoplasm known as the nucleoid. The genomes of prokaryotes are compared to those of eukaryotes, as they lack introns and the genes tend to be expressed in groups known as operons. The circular chromosome of the bacterium Escherichia coli consists of a DNA molecule which is approximately 4.6 million nucleotides long. Along with the main chromosome, the bacteria is also characterized by the presence of extra chromosomal genetic elements called plasmids. These relatively small circular DNA molecules usually contain genes that are not vital to growth or reproduction. Peron, central dogma. The central dogma of molecular biology is a description or an account of the flow of genetic information within a biological system. This concept was first introduced by Francis Crick in 1958 and was subsequently reaffirmed in a published Nature paper during the year of 1970. The basic characteristic of the central dogma of molecular biology is that it deals with the in-depth residue by residue transfer of sequential information. It also reveals that such information cannot be transferred back from protein to either protein or nucleic acid. It is also known that DNA makes RNA, which then goes on to make protein. However, this generalization does not make it clear that the central dogma, as stated by Crick, does not prevent the reverse flow of information from RNA to DNA, but only the reverse flow from protein to RNA or DNA. There has been a misapplication of the term dogma, and there is no relation with the literal meaning of dogma as it is mentioned in one of his autobiographies as well. In short, the dogma is a skeleton for understanding the transfer of sequence information between sequential information carrying biopolymers. In almost all the cases and in all living organisms, there are three major classes of such biopolymers: DNA and RNA, both nucleic acids, and protein. There are 9 conventional direct transfers of information that can occur between these. The dogma divides them into 3 groups of 3:3 general transfers, which happens commonly in most of the living cells. 3 special transfers, which are known to occur only under specific conditions in case of some viruses or in a laboratory, and 3 unknown transfers, which do not have any evidence of the occurrence. The common transfers describe the normal flow of biological information. DNA can be copied to DNA, which is the process of DNA replication. DNA information can be copied into mRNA, which is the process of transcription, and proteins can be synthesized using the information in mRNA as a template, which is the process of translation. Difference between DNA, chromosomes, and genes. The term DNA, chromosomes, and genes are often used interchangeably. Though this practice is not completely wrong, however, there are some stark differences between the three, which can be understood better if we delve into the details of the life of a cell and its nucleus. During the phase of low activity in terms of cell division, the nucleus contains chromatin, a tangle of fibers composed of protein and DNA. When the time approaches for the cell division to occur, then the DNA is duplicated via mitosis so that each new cell can receive a complete copy of all the small genetic material in the parent cell. It is while the process of cell division is underway that the chromatin organizes itself into chromosomes. Each chromosome contains a DNA molecule, and each DNA molecule is made up of many genes, individual segments of DNA that contain the instruction needed to direct the synthesis of a protein with a specific function. The difference in the number of chromosomes and genes make different organisms differ in their complexity. To a certain extent, barring some exceptions, the more complex an organism is, the more chromosomes it has. For instance, a frog has 26 chromosomes, 13 pairs, whereas a human has 46 chromosomes, which is 23 pairs. The chromosomes are referenced in pairs because the 46 chromosomes in human somatic cells are actually 23 matched pairs of homologous chromosomes. Each member of the pair comes from one parent. So they may be the same size and shape, but they don't carry exactly the same information. Based on their chromosomes, there are two categories of cells in multicellular organisms: somatic, another word for body cells, and gametes, reproductive cells. In human gametes, each sperm cell has 23 chromosomes, and each egg cell has 23 chromosomes through the process of meiosis. This is called the haploid number and is represented by the letter N. When these two gametes get together, they form a complete human whose somatic cell have 46 chromosomes. This is the diploid number and is represented by 2N. So, since the frog has a diploid number of 26, 2N is equal to 26, its haploid chromosome number is 13, N is equal to 13. Each chromosome contains a single huge molecule of DNA that in humans has a length of up to 12 centimeters. If it is stretched, all DNA in one human cell on all 46 chromosomes is about 2 meters long, yet fits into a cell nucleus which is 2 to 3 micrometers. The DNA permits the enzymes to replicate the molecule or initiate the production of a protein. The 23 pairs of human chromosomes are estimated to include about 20,000 to 25,000 genes. Each gene codes for one protein. The genetic code, the basics of genetic material as a part of central dogma of molecular genetics. The sequence of steps are the process of transcription, translation, and the process of making proteins. The mRNA, which has the DNA instructions, travels to the nucleus, which is to the cytoplasm, where protein synthesis takes place. The important participants of this process are the ribosome, tRNA, transfer RNA, the A site, the P site, codons, anticodons, amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. The DNA codes for is protein. Therefore, the DNA codes for amino acids. There are only 20 total amino acids with a generalized structure for each one. Each of the 20 different amino acids shares the amino group, the carboxyl group, the hydrogen atom, and the central carbon atom. The only group which differentiates them is the R group. R is simply a symbol of the side group. There is the specialized apparatus for making proteins called the ribosome. There are many ribosomes in the cytoplasm of a cell, and all ribosomes are made up of a small subunit and a large subunit. The two subunits free up, allowing the mRNA message to slip in. Once the mRNA message finds its right place and protein synthesis is ready to begin, the two subunits close again so that the mRNA is now in between two subunits. The tRNA, transfer RNA, molecule is responsible for bringing in the proper amino acids. Since the mRNA is now held within the two subunits of the ribosome and is relatively immobile, the amino acids are floating free in the cytoplasm. The amino acids are brought down to the mRNA. By the action of tRNA, every tRNA molecule has its own set of 3 bases, which is called an anticodon. This anticodon is complementary to mRNA codons. The other end of the tRNA molecule has an acceptor site where the tRNA's specific amino acid will bind. Even though there are only 20 amino acids that exist, there are actually 64 possible tRNA molecules, which is 4 cross 4 cross 4 is equal to 64 possible combinations. A protein made of 200 amino acids is quite different than a protein that is 2000 amino acids. The reason for this is because a protein's function is directly related to its shape, which is related to its amino acid sequence. Thus, if there is a change in protein, then its shape is changed and subsequently the function is changed. Therefore, it is important to note that the function of the protein is directly related to the sequence of amino acids. Furthermore, the sequence of amino acids is related to the code on the mRNA molecule, which is determined by the code on the DNA molecule itself. Finally, this is how DNA codes for proteins. Therefore, it is very important that the DNA code stays intact without any mutation. Because there is a change in the DNA, then the mRNA changes, which causes a change in the amino acids coded for, and thus the protein is changed, which might render it inactive. Therefore, the protein might not function properly. As the term anticodon or tRNA implies, it is complementary to the codon on mRNA. The codon is also a set of 3 bases, but because the codon is found on the mRNA molecule, it is called something different. Protein synthesis occurs in 3 stages: initiation, elongation, and termination. Conclusion. Let us learn and summarize the key learnings of this chapter. Each gene is a segment of double-stranded DNA that holds the guidelines for making a specific molecule, usually a protein. These guidelines or instructions are chalked out in a varying sequences of the 4 chemical bases in DNA: adenine A, thymine T, guanine G, and cytosine C. The visual appearance of a DNA molecule is like 2 ladders, each with a side taken off and then twisted around one another. The steps of the ladder meet, forming a spiral staircase-like structure known as base pairs. The bases form interlocking pairs that fit together in one way. A pairs with T, G pairs with C. Millions of these base pairs or sequences can make up a single gene. These genes ultimately direct an organism, growth, and characteristics through the production of the chemical proteins. Each of the 46 human chromosomes contains the DNA for thousands of individual genes. The units of heredity, a series of 3 nucleotide bases on a DNA molecule, is called a triplet. A set of 3 nucleotide bases on an mRNA molecule is called a codon, and a set of 3 nucleotide bases on a tRNA molecule is called an anticodon. The central dogma consists of the basic framework for understanding the sequence of information transfer between DNA, RNA, and proteins, which is critical to the genetic or hereditary activity. Thank you.